stickability. Decide what it is that you're going to do and then stick it with it, with the ups and downs, and don't give up.
Word similar is perseverance. I'm very proud of getting my resolve and my perseverance through my faith.
Be helpful for other people in need. I just go physically, any type of help. If I help other people, I try my best, and I'm very proud of doing to help people, especially in India.
I'm very sincere about my efforts. If I plan to do something, I do it with all my sincerity.
Okay.
Like for the past 2 years, I have been so sincere about my efforts to go green, and that kind of pays off. And then I believe in sincere efforts.
Mm-hmm. I need anybody wants help, I can help them.
I like to work until I finish. So no matter if it takes longer or shorter, I always get it done until the end of the day.
Letting go of my health in my 50s.
Not being able to kind of try one more time for medical exam to become a medical doctor.
Not being able to finish my degree, and it's on my bucket list, so to speak, and I am trying to do that now, back in school.
I really don't want to come back from Saudi Arabia because I stayed 20 years there. I would have stayed more.
I used to do gardening, and sometimes I do embroidery also. But now in hot season, I'm not doing it.
I still have done my master's.
For me, personally, it was such a, it was a very nice phase of my life. I mean, I had a granddaughter 1 year after my son got married. She wasn't 100% my responsibility. So I think I enjoyed more. You know what I mean?
I like like she said, the ability to give the child back to the parent, which is your child. But at the same time, I really enjoyed my grandson, all the challenges he's so smart and asked so many questions, and I had to think very hard and try to give him good answers. So it made me very active, if you know what I mean. And at the same time, it's good to have challenges, and especially mental challenges. But playing with them and having fun with them, and now he's like 22, almost 23, and he's a joy for me.
I like learning from them.
Yeah, I second that.
They know so much more than we do, and they're just, they're just happy to teach you, and you just have to show interest.
Oh, I love everything about being a grandmother. And especially, I love when they say, go ask Nanu, Nanu knows everything. They make me so
Whenever I talk to Hanifa, and the conversation between us are really very, strong, and I really enjoyed the way she thinks, and I enjoyed talking to her. And in every aspects, whatever she has in her mind, and she really, mashallah, she's so smart, and I'm so proud of her. And whenever I talk to her, she wants to listen old stories, and she wants to know all about me, her mom, Zainab, and she really enjoyed and just keep listening to me. That's really I enjoyed about it.
Whenever they come, I love to play with them. Everywhere we laugh, we dance, and we jump a lot. They love so that's why I feel like I'm at their age whenever I play with them.
My memories with my grandma.
with my daddy, she would take me to school and I wouldn't want to go to school.
My nana, my mom's dad, and my daddy, my dad's mother.
Anything in
Yes.
particular?
The stories they told us and the advice they gave, that to this day I follow and remember them almost like every day.
And the favorite moments in my life were when I was with my grandparents as a teenager. My grandmother had taught me so much cooking and, so much advice. And then my grandfather, he was the one responsible for my journey toward Islam because he made me think and analyze everything faith-based. My grandfather was Catholic and I was brought up as Baptist, and they're polar opposites. And every time I'd come back from church with new information that I thought that I could impress him with, but it never worked. So yeah, it was
Critical
part of my
thinking.
journey, this analytical, looking at why we believe a certain way and not a certain way, and so on.
Definitely with my mom, I really her teachings, her always keep making us study, be educated, and that really helps me. And I never forget that.
I love my mom and I talk to her anything or any topic. So I still missing my mom.
Mm. Right, Shavanti.
Yeah, I went to Paris alone at the time of my life.
When we were little, our aunt had a very big backyard with guava trees, and we used to love picking the guavas, and she would always kind of didn't allow us to pick guavas because we would pick all the raw and everything, right? So during her afternoon nap, all the kids would just climb up the fence. She would lock the door right to the gate to the area, so we would climb up the fence and then go pick all the guavas we wanted. So I thought that was very cool and fun that time.
Climbed up a mango tree.
And did you eat that mango out on the tree while sitting on the branch?
Oh yeah,
That and many other things in the mango, climbing up the mango tree. Big, huge tree that we used to climb up.
Well, I want to tell you about a memory of my first trip to Pakistan in 1981, and learning. I had been married 5 years, but this is my first trip and meeting my in-laws for the first time physically and all that. And like you said, there was a time when everybody had a nap and all that. And I really wanted to do something physical. I wanted to get out and do things, but we were, it's kind of restrictive. You only go when people go with you and stuff. So one of my brother-in-laws had a bicycle, and I took the bicycle out of the gate and I went up and down the road, and I got into so much trouble because I wasn't supposed to do that.
Very, very active in sports, and I did everything, the fast, the running, the fast running, and in every sports I used to win all the competitions. I'm really proud of it. Captain in Mahbubia, it was a Johnson sport captain. I used to lead all the march pasts in the different inter-school competitions, and they used to send me for all the competitions. They selected me, so it was really, I was very much active in sports.
I used to be class leader, but not in sports, more like a class monitor or in the line. I used to be really tiny, so when you line up by height, I would be near the front. The 8th grade exam, I stood first in our region, and that was big news that a girl stood first from among the large boys' school and the girls' school in that area. So there are ways we can stand first.
Our school did not have very organized teams and sports activities, but whatever I had, yes, running and track, yeah, that was one that I always took part. And I liked long jump, but it was discouraged because, girls usually don't do long jump in schools. So I used to kind of play with the boys, and then I did take part in some of that long jump activities. And I don't know if many of you know the game Kabaddi. I played Kabaddi at school too.
Oh, like you said, there was sports, sometimes I would be a monitor, but most of the time I was very naughty.
I know. I was wondering, were you the monitor or the troublemaker? Which one?
Sometimes I would behave, so the teacher would say, okay, let's put the responsibility. But most of the time I love to break the rules. I still love to break the rules.
Ask.
I would like to share that when I was in grade school and junior high, I used to love to do sports and PE and all that. But in junior high, we had basketball. We could have regular PE or we could have basketball. So and we had a team, and we used to go to other schools and compete. And I repeated that in college, that instead of PE, I took basketball.